And the word we use is avatar, which literally means always use specialized vocabulary. So happily use it as much as often as you can. Avatar means coming down, descending to earth. So we are open to the idea. And today I'm going to talk about, for the first session, the two avatars that have really kind of thrilled the Hindu tradition for thousands of years, Ram and Krishna. So we look at the first avatar, Rama. What are the key issues that Ram addressed? He needed to address the issues that the society faced in his own time. What were they? In the time of Ram, we discovered this thing. The idea that kings were meant to just get a bigger and bigger empire. This is what Ashwamedh Yagna was all about. Expanding your empire. This is the time where Ram is born. The role of the king is to expand his empire, collect more and more possession, more and more queens, become richer and more stronger. This was the aim of Hindu human life in his time. And here you see the transition of this Rama. He says, not living for property ideals. This is the evolution of mankind from just being an intelligent animal, just looking after his own needs, to becoming something different. Evolution of mankind. From just looking after my own interests and expanding here, I am now going to think about the interest of others and live for others. Sri Rama, very visible. This is the unique, if you like, evolution of human thought that it becomes visible in the story of Ram. Here you see this personality living for high ideals, flicks his kingdom away and walks into the forest just for principle. And whole of life, think about it, he never himself, others. Transition to show that when we go from the enemy to the human kingdom, we still look after our own interests and our own family's interests. But when we go from the human kingdom to the kingdom of divine, if you like, this idea of invoking divinity here, we think about but for the greater good. Every aspect of Ram's life reflects this particular feature. The key Adarsh Purusham, Adarsh, high ideals, not property and possessions, like most other kings, past, present, and even future. None of them can really stand up to the ideal of Sri Rama. Old or ancient or modern kings can stand up. If you like, the principles for the sake of moral fabric of his nation go away because you damage the moral fabric of this society. So he's prepared to do all that. You see the amount of, if you like, dedication, the amount of self-sacrifice visible in the story of Ram. So these are the unique feature about this particular personality. There's another feature to Sri Ram that I mentioned in the House of Commons talk, by the way, and it's this. People don't notice this. They think the story of Ram is really Star Wars, good over evil, and this is baby stuff. There's a much deeper idea to Ram. The North Indian Empire came into touch with the Southern Indian Empire. And in the story of Ram, what we discover is this wonderful idea that when two civilizations meet, there may be friction. Understandably, there may be disagreement, there may be friction. But the resolution is not death and destruction of the weaker civilization, but, if you like, assimilation and accommodating each other, integrating and assimilating. See the feature. This is how mankind evolves. This is how we became that complicated and such lovely people. We evolved. We take on the best from others and then kind of incorporate them within our own system and improve ourselves. This is how civilizations grow. This is how British Empire, the English people learned. This is an assimilation of lots of different civilizations, Normans and Romans, and all of them came here. And these people picked up the best from everybody and became a very mature civilization. And now they're picking up from the Hindus, of course. And this is like a natural process that is happening. So this is the unique feature about Sri Ram. You must mention that. When it comes to the exam techniques and so on, the key features you must remember is this. The theory is this. This is what this is the significance of Ram. How does it translate into practice? Of course, the way it translates into practice, the significance is this. Living for higher ideals, living for others. This is the way you practice the teachings of Sri Ram. At mundane level, at a ritualistic level, you say, well, we'll celebrate Ram Navami, we'll visit Ayodhya, and we'll repeat his name and sing his glory and read the Ramayana scriptures. And you can read the Ramayana scripture at different levels. You can say Ramayana scripture, like the story of Ram going to the forest and his devotee, his servant Hanuman. So this is how you build relationship with God. The idea of seeing God as a super personality, personified, gives one particular prize to us. When you think of this idea of spiritual as a person, then because we are human, we can build a relationship with that person. That's the idea. So with Ram, what kind of relationship can we build? It's very visible with the story of Hanuman. He is the master. You do his bidding. So once a devotee begins to take on this idea, this is called the Dasya Bhav. He is the master, Lord, and I am the servant. The whole his life, throughout the story of Hanuman, you see Hanuman saying, Ram is the master, I am the servant. Dasya Bhav. Another bhav that appears very visibly is Shanta Bhav. Many people meditated on this marvelous idealistic person called Ram and achieved, if you like, spiritual enlightenment. So this is the Shanta Bhav, again visible in the story of Ram. Shanta Bhav, Dasya Bhav. And many women, or many men even, like to think of Ram not like a grown-up person, but like a little baby Ram. Because such a lovely fellow. With Ram, the good thing is obedient, he's sweet, he's kind, he's gentle, he's everything good and ideal that you can imagine. So even as a little child, he's so well behaved. His hair is well combed and he's so nice. So you're automatically attracted to this lovely chap. Vatsalya Bhav. Ram is a child. So this is the way the devotees will relate to the idea of Ram as a personality and how they build up a relation. Why do we build up relationship with this idea? With this idea of a God as a super personality? When we build up relationships, suppose I'm building up a relationship with Ram, what happens is this: because I keep repeating his name, because I repeat his stories, I listen to his stories, I devote myself to him, I do worship of this person, by this process I'm invoking these marvelous ideas into my own life. I also want to lead an ideal life. I also want to live for others. I also want to be that kind of peaceful and that kind of ideal personality, a perfect role model. So when you kind of adore a role model, you begin to, if you like, take on his qualities. The only problem is in modern society, the role models are Bollywood actors and actresses. Big problem. But if you take on this kind of spiritual personalities, it'll bring out the spiritual element within ourselves. That will become invoked. That will begin to spring up. This is visible in the story of Ram.